So today we're going to be doing a lot of fluids on the M3. We're going to start with the rear differential. We're going to do an oil change. We're going to get the AC system recharged since we did a compressor, accumulator, and the condenser itself. The tires are completely rotting away. Production day, I believe, is 2018. So we're going to get a new set of tires, and we're going to do a custom oil catch can and much more. So stay tuned. For that rear differential fluid swap, we're going to be using Mobil 1 full synthetic 75 weight 140. Now this does have the limited slip friction modifier included. I know these cars need that, and I just didn't want to wait for the redline performance from FCP Euro. Now a tip that we want to make sure we follow is that the vehicle has to be level. That way you can make sure you have the right amount of fluid in that rear differential. You don't overfill or underfill. So that's just a pointer. You always want to take out that refill bolt before the drain. And out here, it's a tight fit to get that ratchet in there. And this is a little longer one. All right, so I was able to find this in my toolbox, and I think it's gonna work. Yes, sir. Once the differential fluid starts pouring back out from the refill bolt, you can assume it's full. So something neat that I saw when I was jacking up the car to bring it back down, you can see how that bushing was replaced. It looks like they're polyurethane, along with the other one right here. So at least I got a little bit of maintenance. And also we have H&R springs. They're lowering springs, so we're gonna see up that part number to see if they're sport or race. And we were missing 2 black wheel nuts on this wheel and that wheel, so we'll put them back on. Reality is, what I'm trying to get to is to make sure that this car is ready, at least mechanically, and its safety. So engine compression test was good, but once you put in a real life scenario, overheating, traffic, we're really gonna see if it's gonna withstand the test. Also the transmission, I went around the block, I didn't really take it on the highway, so that's gonna be something else. And like anything else, this wasn't supposed to be the next project. The next project was supposed to be my red ZHP. This 330 we haven't really started. All I did was swap out some parts from that 330. I'm sorry, for the 325 CI. But this thing is almost done, and I'm hoping to finish it right after I finish that E36 M3, so I could jump back onto my 330 ZHP. So there's gonna be another series coming right up. So I have a little issue with the M3. They did an M50 intake manifold swap, and they never put any type of PCV system. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So after they did the M50 manifold swap, they left this basically with a filter here, and I basically just ran the line down to be able to get to this point. Now really, the way what I want to do, there's an extra port down here that provides vacuum for us. So we run vacuum to a catch can, and the catch can to this hose will get all the fumes and oil from right this line and run it to the system. So this is the catch can that I decided to go with. Basically you're in, you're out, and it has an O-ring here to be able to seal it since I'm going to be running vacuum and I don't want any type of surges. So your cup, that's going to catch all the fumes and oil, and basically this is your baffle. So here it's going to come from the valve cover, and this is going to be the vacuum that's pulling it. Make sure when installing it you do it correctly. And I got 3/4 hoses, and I made sure that I got this from my local auto parts. It's like a U shape, because the way I'm thinking about installing this, I wanted to make sure I had this U here, and this is going to be the perfect spot for a catch can to go, because we'll run the hose right from the valve cover to here, and then we'll run our loop, which is that U shape that I needed, right underneath our vacuum source down there. Now the way we're going to install the catch can and make sure it's down there, it's going to be something simple. We have this here, we got a bolt and a nut, and this little piece of bracket here with a 90 degree that will work just fine for us. I'm going to pass it to this existing grommet. So idea we put it right on this. This will clamp onto here, and we'll clamp this onto that, and it'll be sturdy enough. Something reliable and simple. And this is what we'll remove to be able to get our vacuum source. Next, I placed the clamp, and I got this 90 degree elbow here. Place it right in here. So it's gonna be going like that. We want it facing right towards us. Now this is the part number that I found for this hose at my local AutoZone. If anyone needs it to be able to do this, it's the Duralast brand. Now since it's such a snug fit here, I'm really not going to run a clamp. There's no real need for that since it's vacuum. Next order of business is going to be an oil change. You got the filter, 5 quarts with 2 additional to make it a total of 6.9, which is the capacity for this M3. So your filter kit's gonna bring the O-ring that goes on the housing, this washer right over here, small O-ring right over here, and your crush washer for your oil drain plug. The torque spec for this bolt is 18, along with the drain bolt is 18 foot-pounds. Oh yeah, it's nice. Feels really good to have cold AC in this car. Very good. We can see how nice those 245, 40, 17 tires came out. Now, it's a square setup, that way I'll be able to rotate them. But I think it was dialed right in. I was able to pick up a few miscellaneous interior parts that were missing. The shifter boot, this is for the steering column, the bottom cover. This is for the sunroof. There's a cover on there. I was missing the switch and the cover, and this little cover for the lights. And I was also able to pick up a LED bulb on there. So that bulb is not actually working. Let's swap it out. Next, we're going to get rid of this piece of hose right here that they put a screw instead of getting a silicone cap for the heater. So we're going to take care of that now. It's a crappy angle too. The E36 came with this non-reclinable Kaburu racing seat, and this is just not optimal for a daily driven vehicle. So I was in search of an original sedan seat, and to my luck, this $45 seat came up for sale. It was time to take a road trip. Alright, so I just got here, drove for nearly 4 hours from Miami to St. Petersburg, and I paid $45 for both those M3 sedan seats. Now they're pretty beat up, but I think just a rewrap and we'll be good to go. What do you got there, co-pilot?
Philly, mostly hot dog, some Lay's chips, and
all right. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the BMW E36. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss the next part of where we swap out that clutch and transmission and our build process to finish up this M3 E36 sedan.